Alright, well, there it is. Did a wee bit of damage to the truck, but it's a work truck. This truck don't owe me a dime anymore. There's a little damage up here. There's a little bit of love damage down here. It weighed a little bit more. Oh, dog's just checking it out now. Make sure. Did it check out, Caesar? Huh? Did it check out? Did it check out? Mwah. So what you're looking at is, oops, an F450 or 550 front axle. Pretty much the front clip. This truck actually caught on fire. So there's really nothing that's usable. Like, unfortunately, I won't be able to use the steering box or anything like that. I'll have to strip down the axles. The calipers are shot, so I mean, I can't really reuse them, but I mean, I at least have the hardware and have something to go by when I'm matching things up. If you don't have one, get one. The Milwaukee M12 3/8 right angle impact ratchet. Freaking awesome. So it was kind of funny when I told him I wanted to buy it. He said, "You really want that piece of junk?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the price was right. All I want is the front axle. So got some metal out of the deal too. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this thing out of the truck. All the while trying to film a little content too. So you guys are along for the ride. Feels good to be doing something. Don't need that anymore. That'll be the first piece to go to the scrap pile. All right, let's try again. Now we're cooking with gas. Yep. Now the front bumper off of that Ford is going to go in the scrap pile. So, but I'm going to try to salvage a decent portion of this just to recycle what I can. We did a little damage to the truck when we laid it down on the bed rails, but like I said, I'm not overly concerned about that. This truck has been well loved and well used, and it doesn't owe me a dime, and I'm okay with it. I wonder if we can get away with just using this thing. This might work. Let's see here, what do we got to play with? Got that there. Got that one there. All right, George, that might work. I don't know. We'll see. Sketchy. Sketchy. That's a better idea there. Let's try something else. You know what they say, third time's a charm. This way here we can go up and around the axle. Oh yeah, just like so. This way here we're around the axle too. See what that does. A little wonkiness. Yeah, it's pretty much got the weight, I think. How am I going to safely do this? This is where help would come in handy. But I don't have any. I'm going to keep it just like that. Can I get somebody to come drive the truck out, please? If my daughter was home, I'd let her drive the truck out. She doesn't get home for another half hour. This is where working by yourself can be a pain in the butt sometimes. We're gonna pull the tires out. And it's close. I guess I could probably go up a little higher. What's gonna happen if I go up higher? Just a tad off center. Just a tad off center. Oh boy. I'm asking a lot of that central just want it to stay right there. Ah! It ain't my first rodeo, however, you guys can all judge and laugh at me now. See if this works out the way I want it. Doesn't work, it should work a little bit, I think. There we go. That's called using your noggin. So if I don't show up to work tomorrow, you'll know why. I don't know, what are they, about 3.5 feet tall? Good old General, right? What do we got? What size tire we got? I'm going to just let that precariously hang back there for a while, make everybody nervous. I don't know, these are 24.5-inch big boys. We're either going to look like heroes or we're going to look like, I don't know, we're going to go down in flames, one or the other. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Get off there. It's either going to be good or bad, one or the other. Come on. Come on! There we go. Come on! luck burnout too, and I can't even get it off. Man, man, oh man. I even did a good luck burnout, and it just won't come out of the truck. I just have to do it again. All right, let's not do that. Well, we got success today, gentlemen. What you're looking at is the front clip. So here's a front cab mount. This used to be like a chassis cab or something like that. Yep, I got 5 here. I got 5 here, and at least I think I got 5 down there and 5 there. So this is probably like a 2015 or above 450 or 550 front clip. Not exactly sure. The data plate and everything like that's probably been burned off. This did catch on fire at one time, but what I needed obviously wasn't damaged. So this is what we're hunting. So that's what we're hunting down there. Plus we'll get a little extra parts with the steering linkage. Maybe wind up doing something with that. I'm not really going to use the frame, I don't think. But we got some spare steel and steering linkage and a steering box. The steering box is crispy. But this is what we were after here. These big boys here. So this is a 10 by 225. So it's not still quite the semi-lug pattern. But with these wheels, I can get aftermarket 20, 22s, and 24s direct bolt-on. So quite a substantial size difference in these. Obviously, we upgraded to much bigger brakes, which is also an added benefit with doing this. That old axle over there has the typical GM smaller 2-piston style calipers, and these suckers are vastly larger. Granted, I will have to get new ones when the time comes, but at least I have something to match them off of. So we did a big brake upgrade as well, and just the overall size of this thing is just huge. It won't look anything like this in the coming days or weeks. I'm thinking about I'm not sure if I'm going to use the radius arms or do a 4-link. I'm kind of leaning toward doing a 4-link, but we can always put these in storage for another project. But once we get into taking this thing apart, I really only need the front axle out of it, so that's kind of what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to start tearing this thing apart. And kind of continue to establish and come up with the plan. So far so good. Got all my appendages, made it home safely, no tickets. Back in the garage doing some work, so feeling good. Gotta love the high lift jack. How high can we go? And that's about it right there. Come on, baby, get out of there. There we go. All right, now what? How's everybody doing? As far as the rear end, Dave, I'm going to eventually grab the rear end out of the same kind of truck, a 2015 or so Ford 450 or 550 chassis cab. You know what they say, it always looks bigger in person. When you're at the junkyard and you're surrounded by like heavy truck parts and like big rear end sections and huge front axles and gigantic tires, this thing looks really small. And when you surround it with really small stuff, it looks really big. I want to say that that steering box is probably still good. Maybe just get it rebuilt. I don't know. That looks expensive, whatever that thing is. A lot of iron here too. I don't know what we're going to use it for. Oh man. I'm kind of taking a break. A reprieve from a little bit of stress. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought to get it out of the truck, but we got it out safely. Where did I put my water bottle at? There it is, right there. Sit and take a break for a minute. Well, I went to the salvage yard yesterday to pick this up, and after looking at it in person again, I was starting to have second thoughts on the whole thing. The scope of work that's going to be involved in building a custom front axle for this thing, all for me to just have the satisfaction of saying that I have a solid front axle in this truck, is going to be a lot. But that is okay. I am looking forward to it, and I was thinking about it again last night. My brain was reeling a bunch of whole different things, and all that to say, I went to go pick this up yesterday, was having second thoughts. There was a second option available. After wandering around the yard for a while, there was an actual drop I-beam axle similar to what is in the truck now, but it was from a international, what they call a TerraStar, and apparently it's a pretty, like, I was telling a friend of mine, Bee Chaser Justin, one of my subscribers, through a private text message, that it was like a unicorn axle, and he wanted a lot of money for it. So after weighing out the options between the drop I-beam axle or going with the route that I'm going with and making my own, the budget is what kind of made it all happen. So what you're looking back here, all of what you're looking at right here, because of the condition that all of this was in, he gave me a really, really good deal on this. And originally I was gonna try to maybe modify the track width of the axle, but I think I'm gonna just build the axle with the same track width and then customize the front end of the truck with wider fender flares and really build something pretty wild. So that takes some of the stress away from me as far as like how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna basically modify this axle exactly how I did that one, but just better. and you'll all be able to watch how I do it. But it is definitely no small task. And I would expect, you know, I'm sure once I get involved in the process, I'll get a whole bunch of people saying, well, that won't work. You can't do that. That's not going to be strong enough. And it's not going to stop me, I'll promise you that. I already did it once. I'm going to do it again, but better. Astro Dog, man, I appreciate it. It can get tiring to do that. So for those that do, I appreciate it. I certainly don't expect it, but I appreciate you selling it for me. Thank you. And I did put out I forget. I feel like it's been a couple weeks since I talked to you. I did put out like an APB on trying to find a mechanic in your area, and I never did hear anything back from anybody. So I did try. I think maybe I forget. Did I write you? I might have sent you a message too. I'm not sure. But every once in a while, you do come up in my thoughts, and when you do, I do pray for you. So I hope you are well. All right, good. I just learned how to put was that a mistype, Burks, Mr. Burke? Here, heart on you. Is that supposed to say heart on you? I just learned how to put a heart on you. Hey, just touch the screen, man. Even I can like my live. I mean, get that. Like, how wild is that, right? I love myself, right? That's ridiculous. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. I hate that feeling. I should probably snap a couple pictures of this thing real quick to document what it was, just as reference later on down the road. Bring out the big guns. Bring out the big guns. Bringing them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Woo, doggy. This was another really solid investment. This and this. Both super solid. Yeah, Mr. Burke, I'm learning as I go through all of this building stuff, right? The challenge to build process. We learn from our previous mistakes because, sorry, I was talking to my wife. Priorities. I'm sure you understand. Yes, but we're learning from our previous mistakes, right? So I have done some work in the past where I forgot to document with pictures and, you know, tagging hardware and all of that stuff. So we're going to try not to make those mistakes again. It's just one of those things. It's not necessarily, I get so excited I just rip into the project and then forget about it. But I have, you know, the intentions, right? We have the best of intentions and then tend to forget. that's one of the greatest feelings right there. Woo! Not only was it rusted on there, we had blue Loctite on there too. So that was a 24mm bolt. No penetrant, no breaker bar, pure power of the Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact gun. I don't know what else to say other than it was worth the investment. In my opinion, if you want the best, just buy the best. And I think this is the best one.